If you're looking to finish your basement and you live in Ontario, Canada, and you want to get a building permit, we're going to do a quick little video on how you can fill out the permit application in less than 10 minutes. If you live outside of Ontario in Canada or somewhere in the US, I would recommend going to your local municipal building department and asking what the process is there. First and foremost, before we get started, there are a few little details you're going to need. You're going to need the basic information about your house and a floor plan. If you don't have a floor plan, I have a couple of videos you can look at to check out how to make one, but you will need one to submit to your local Ontario building department. The form itself is province-wide because it follows the Ontario Building Code. So the form you will fill out will be the same in Milton, Ontario, as it is in Ottawa, Ontario. So there's no big change there. It's super straightforward. You can do it in under 10 minutes, which is what we're going to do now. You'll follow along with my screen, and we'll get this all done so you can go apply for your permit. First things first is you want to go find the permit document. So you're going to type in whatever municipality you live in, Milton, Guelph, whatever, and go to your building permit application. Punch that in, plus your municipality, and then it will take you to the building department or a link somewhere to click on. It comes in PDF format typically. Nowadays, you can fill it all out digitally. And at the end, what you want to do is you want to print it as a PDF so you can either print it yourself and take it in to hand in by hand, or you're going to be able to or have to submit it electronically, right? Here in Guelph, where I live, you mostly have to submit it electronically. They won't take always if you just show up and hand it in, right? They prefer the digital, which is a nice little thing. It way saves you the time of having to go. Now, you may still have some back and forth with whoever the plans examiner is, but please go check out the video about the floor plan because you want to be sure you have as many details as you can on your floor plan, like window location, window sizes, door location, smoke detector location, return airs and heat runs, a lot of those little things, right? In your divisions, and then the names of the rooms you want. Now, I will say this, on your floor plan, do not put living room unless you're doing a basement apartment. A basement apartment is a totally different type of permit or different requirements, additional requirements, because now you're creating a rental space and that impacts taxation a little differently. I have had people say don't get a permit because it increases your property taxes. Now, while that is true, the people I've talked to that have been my clients who have gotten everything with a permit, the increase in their property taxes is marginal, right? What MPAC does here in Ontario, they're the property assessment arm of the government, is they will then compare your taxes to the taxes of somebody in your neighborhood that has a finished basement, and they will adjust it accordingly. But that's not what we're talking about here. Let's get back on track. So let's follow along here. I've downloaded or opened up the permit document here, and you're going to follow along with me. So first, we're going to start with application for permit to construct or demolish. All right. Section A is project information. This is your address, where you actually live, your postal code. Now, they're going to ask you for the estimated project value. That has nothing to do with your taxes. Whether you pay $100,000 or $50,000 or $200,000, it doesn't change the impact of what the city does or MPAC does later on. So you could just say, estimate $100 a square foot. You'll need the square footage of the finished space. So you notice it says area of work. It says meters squared. It doesn't really matter. You could put square feet. They won't really get too worked up. Next, we're going to move to the purpose of application section. You are doing an alteration or repair, so you're going to check that box. It asks you for proposed use of building and current use of building. Both are residential, so you're going to type residential and residential. Description of proposed work. Here's what you're going to put in. Finished basement, installing an office or a bedroom or a rec room or a bathroom, a 3-piece bathroom. Put in the details of what's going to be there, and then they'll understand. So what they want to know mainly is my understanding of this over the years is, are you going to be putting in an apartment? Because there's different fire code requirements and all that. We'll cover that separately from what we're doing here. Now we're going to move on to section C, which is applicant, which is you. So you're going to tick the box for owner. Again, it's same as above. You're going to put in your first name, last name, your address, the municipality. You put in your email address. I just put in cell phone number, or you can put your cell phone number in the telephone number. It just hasn't changed. So owner, if different, you don't have to fill that out again. Builder, that's optional. That's probably also going to be used. In the past, they had like sections for like your HVAC and your plumber. But again, they're inspecting everything, so that doesn't really matter. Here's where we get into the stuff you want to tick that may confuse some people. Section F, Tarion Warranty Corporation. This is for building a new home, right? You are not building a new home. You are going to be fixing your old home existing. So you don't have to put anything in. You would just put no and no to both of those, right? Because you're not going to be getting a new home warranty, and you do not need the Warranties Plan Act. So no and no on section F. Section G, you can bypass. We'll get to that later because you're going to be attaching Schedule 1, but we'll talk about that when we get there. H, completeness and compliance. The point here is, are you going to be doing it properly? Are you going to be following the building code? All of these are yes. There are 5 boxes. You're going to tick them all yes. Done. You move down. It says declaration of applicant. That's you. So you print your name, you put the date, and then you digital signature or whatever you want to do at the end. Now we're moving down to Schedule 1, designer. Now, this is similar information you're going to be repeating. So project information, you're going to put the date, the location, the address, municipality, postal code, etc. Don't worry about the unit number or the lot because that's for other things. Individual who reviews the plans, that's you. So you're putting your name and address and stuff in there. Design activities, just put house, right? Just click house. Description of designer's work. In here you can write, I am the homeowner and I will be reviewing all documents. We're going down to D now, declaration of designer. So you're going to print your name. Now we're going to go all the way down to the 5th line after that. Okay, so the 6th line overall where it says, this design work is exempt for the registration and qualification requirements of the building code basis for exemption from registration and qualification done by homeowner. So if you are the homeowner, you are responsible. So you're accepting the liability, but you're finishing your basement. You're not ripping out structural walls and putting in new beams and cutting holes. You're getting an inspection. So the liability is now on you. Here we go. Date, signature of designer, you, and essentially we're done. You look here, there's a Schedule 2, sewage system installation. You're not putting in a well or any of that. You're not on a septic, so it doesn't matter. If you are on septic, yes, you may have to put this if you're finishing your basement, because if you're adding plumbing fixtures to your current sewage system, they have to know whether that system can hold the extra plumbing that you're putting in. So it's technicality. And that's about it. Not hard. All of that in under 10 minutes, but you need a floor plan. So they're going to approve or decline your permit based on the floor plan. So provide as much information as you can. I do have a client, and the last 2 clients I've helped them get their permit without me. So they save money on getting a designer in, paying for the drawings, paying for my time. They're also 2 guys I know. So it was very easy for one. The other one had some back and forth with the city, but it eventually got resolved. The city will usually give you a response, or they have to give you a response within 10 working days. And then if they decline, then they will also give you a reason for why they're declining. This information is missing. And then you fill that out. Any questions? If you have questions, put them in the comment. I'm happy to answer. As always, thanks for stopping by and best of luck on your project.